Okay, before we actually talk about the Miami sports recap of the week, I do have an update of my anxiety and my mental health for the past couple of weeks. Many of you are already aware that I was in really bad shape and I was thinking about taking a break, in which I kind of did, but last week I wanted to see how well my mental health is. So last week I did go bowling, and it was a really good week. Saturday was not a good day for me because of my father's birthday, who passed away last year. But this was a good week. And it's not only a good week for my mental health, it's also a good week for Miami and themselves. This was a good week. So, update on my anxiety. I feel good. I feel much better. And I am good enough. And actually, I've been doing some Twitch streaming. So, I am good enough to go. So, I will continue my work this week. So, yeah, folks. Another update I'd like to share is my capture card is finally here. And I put up a poll for you guys. What do I do with my Let's Plays? If I should delete them, if I should relocate them, or if I should keep them. The poll is winning on Twitter that they would like me to keep those videos. So here's what I'm going to do with those Let's Play videos that were on, or still are, my YouTube channel. Oh, my cat. See what to live with. I'm going to change the title. I'm going to get rid of the words Let's Play on all those videos and just put like Super Mario 64, blah, blah, blah. So those are the old Let's Plays. Those are the old Let's Plays. So disregard those Let's Plays, because I'm going to, for one, I'm going to do some of them over again, like Mario 64, Mario 3D World. You know, because I had so much fun doing it. And two, I wanna use my capture card. And I really feel like it would have been better if I had just used the capture card on high quality and not on mobile device. And I'm sure you guys feel me on this. So I'm going to start over, and I am going to start over. The Let's Play, I did decide, and I'm until I test my PS3. I'm going back to Mario 64, and this time it's going to be better gameplay and better quality and face cam. So there's going to be face cam. So I'm going to start doing that on Wednesday, because the scheduling on my general gaming, there's still 4 more episodes of general gaming left. 2 more tomorrow and 2 more on Tuesday. So Wednesday we are going to start. So, and general gaming will not be affected by any of it at all. So general gaming is safe. General gaming is continuing. It's flourishing in a good way. So general gaming is doing good. So excuse me for a second, I gotta let my cat in. Okay, I'm back. I cracked the door open for my kitty cat. Now normally every week when we talk about these Miami teams, it was usually a close call with who was going to be the winner of the week. This week there's no debate. This week is a no-brainer. While all the teams did great, there is a real winner. The Miami Heat's the big winner of the week. And how do they do it? We'll talk about it. So let's talk about the Hurricanes, because it is worth noting that they are actually doing better than how they're doing. So the loser of the week is the men's. Man, the men's stink. And I gotta be honest with you, and this is something I've been thinking about in my couple of weeks of my time off. And I might update this next week. But I have not been watching any Hurricanes games at all. I'll be real for you. I have not been keeping track of the Hurricanes. I only been keeping track of the score, and right now the scores is not very good, and especially the men's. Isaiah Wong is probably the only player that is carrying the team of the Hurricanes. With the month of February, the Miami Hurricanes left with just one win, and that was against Duke. And that game I did watch. But these last couple of games, or a few weeks, I have not been keeping track of the Hurricanes at all. They lost against Florida State. They lost against Clemson, 88-71 and 58-66. And the women's, I have not been keeping track of either. But the women's are actually doing better than the men's, so that's good. Without Micaiah Gray, this Hurricanes team is something different. When they were early in the season, they won the game. They won the game against Wake Forest, 67-69, and they won the game against Clemson, 68-62. Game against Wake Forest was in Miami, Coral Gables, and the next game was in South Carolina in Clemson. So that's something to point out. I'm not going to go over the score because right now it just feels tedious to me to do the Hurricanes kind of thing. It's been on my mind lately about that. So I don't know. So before we talk about the Florida Panthers, actually there's one team we get to talk about again, at least. 1 second, I will show you what that team is, because I think it's very exciting, and I am excited for it. Well, this game I did not watch because honestly I could really care less about what we're about to talk about, but this is what we can finally talk about when the regular season starts. Yep, that's right. The Miami Marlins baseball is back, and I got the Jesus Aguilar jersey. I'll show you, actually. Yeah, 24. Jesus Aguilar, great hitter. So I got his jersey. Really good power hitter. However, this game was good. This was a good start for our preseason, but this is the 7th inning game, and let's talk about it. In the first inning, Chaz Chisholm homer to left, and there's my kitty cat. All right, anyway, I think this is in Jupiter, Florida, right? Isn't it? Is it where the Houston and doesn't Astros and Marlins share the spring training location? I think they share the same stadium. Let me see real quick. But anyway, while I do research on it, I think they share the same. I think they share the same field in Jupiter, because I know they're in Jupiter. I'm wondering if they share it. But anyway, Chisholm hit homer to left. Garrett Cooper doubled, which allowed John Birdie to score. Luis Brinson homered with Cooper going in. That's 4-0 Marlins in the first inning. Then Castro singled. That allowed Tucker to score. In the 5th inning, Blede, minor league players, homered to left center. That was a good hit. Oh my God. So a good hit on his part. And Nunez made it on the error, in which it allows Sanchez to score in a field error committed by Houston. So that is 6-1 Marlins, and their next game is tomorrow against the Mets. And every day they're playing baseball with different teams like the Cardinals, Nationals, Astros, and so on and so forth. And by the way, those teams I just mentioned, the Mets, Cardinals, Washington, that's their opponents. That's it. And to me, that's a little boring. I'd rather watch them play other teams like Detroit, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Phillies, Yankees, Boston. I want to see them play against those teams. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see too much of it. So that is kind of why I could care less about the spring training and focusing more on the regular season. So I hope you feel me on that. Now we can talk about the Florida Panthers. This was a very strange week, but also a pretty good week. So Monday, we were playing against a Western champions, Dallas Stars, who lost the Stanley Cup against Tampa Bay. Blake Comeau is making 1-0 for Dallas. This is Monday night we're talking about. Monday night on the 22nd. Blake Comeau started the game for Dallas. The rest of the game was history. Aaron Ekblad, 1-1. Keith Yandel, 1-2. And Alexander Barkov with empty net. 1-3. That's the game. But this game, right? This series was so physical. And I'm not even going to say this game. This series was so physical. They hate each other, it seems like. And I do have a problem with this series, and this is my problem. And I have this problem with Ekblad. So they keep committing fouls. They keep committing interferences, and they keep committing fouls. And Aaron Ekblad is a problem here. He keeps committing these fouls, and it's ambitious. And it's, no, you can't do that. And we're going to regret that. And Tuesday game was postponed. The next game, we were nothing. This game on Wednesday night against Dallas, we lost 3-0. We just did not show up. We did not show up at all. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. This is something I needed to point out. And a good thing before I even continue on, I reminded myself. This game on Monday night, we shot our highest, which I think is the highest, 52 shots. Only 3 of them were made. 52 shots. Think about this. 49 out of 52 shots were goals. Were actually goals, right? So let's see here. 3 out of 52 were actually goals. So 49 shots were misses. 3 of them were goals. So 3 plus 49 equals 52. This is probably the highest anybody. And 50 shots in a single game by a team is rare enough. This is, oh man, we could have had a lot more shots in. But the Dallas goalie, he is so good. And on Wednesday nights, they completely shut us down. John Klingberg, 1-0. Esa Lindell, 2-0. And Joel Cavaranta, 3-0. Our offense just wasn't there. Even when we were close, and in this game we had 43 shots, but our offense just wasn't there. Speaking of history, here's history we shall know. 6-0 and 0 coming out of the loss. This game on Thursday, we should have lost the game if it wasn't for our offense sparked in the third period alone. Joel Pavelski on the power play goal, 1-0, and Jamie Benn, 2-0, and this is the second period. Now, our offense wasn't there at those 2 periods, but something sparked in the third period that completely changed the game here, and it started with Alexander Barkov with his 8th goal of the year, 2-1. And then it was Anton Strawman, 2-2. And then minutes later, Frank Toronto ultimately won the game for us, 3-2. We came back from the dead in the third period. And we beat the Dallas Stars 3-2 while losing this close in the game. So this game, I was shocked and I was pumped. This was a great game. The next game that we unfortunately lost was the Hurricanes. The game went into a shootout. So first period, Vincent Trocheck, a former Panther, we loved him so much. I'm glad to see he's having a good time in Carolina. So Vincent Trocheck with the power play goal against his former team. Jake Bean, power play goal, number 2. This is in third period now. In second period, there was nothing. Jonathan Huberdeau, power play, 2-1. Bank for Toronto, 2-2. And this is another one of those comebacks in the third period. But Warren Foegele with 3-2. Patrick Hornquist tied the game, 3-3. So in a shootout, ultimately Carolina wins it. A shootout goal by Martin Nussauce was ultimately a seal. Alex Winberg could not tie the game after 3-2. Carolina wins the huge one for them. So finally, I get to talk about my favorite topic, the Miami Heat. After a loss against the Warriors, something sparked. So we come back from, actually we go to OKC from LA, and we were playing against OKC. Kelly Olynyk, 11 points. Jimmy Butler, 15. Bam Adebayo, 19. Kendrick Nunn, 20. Duncan Robinson, 22. So rebounding is this week's biggest topic for specifically Bam Adebayo. He broke the record of the youngest player to reach 2,000 rebounds. And he did that in this game, or it wasn't against Toronto. But this guy broke the record of the young age of rebounding in a single game. With his career alone, 2,000 rebounds. Bam Adebayo rebounds the ball, and man, there's no stopping Bam Adebayo's rebounding. Our rebounding has gotten better, and it's thanks to Bam Adebayo. This game, right, with Duncan Robinson scoring 22 points with 6 3-pointers. 6 3-pointers. We were actually losing the game at some point, but in the fourth quarter, this was a huge fourth quarter. Actually, it was a huge second half after being outscored 33-22 in the second quarter. We had a huge second half. We outscored OKC roughly about 60 points when they scored 40. 108-94 was the final score in OKC. That's the last game on the road. So that starts on the winning streak after the Kings win 1-2-3, 3-game winning streak. The game against the Toronto Raptors. Toronto comes in town, and our offense was just there. They were overwhelming the Raptors. The Raptors just could not get something going. Siakam, 5 points. Anunoby, 14. Lowry, 24. Powell, 17. And Van Vliet's 24. Van Vliet, I'll tell you what, though, is a great player for Toronto. And it's a shame that the season is not going the way that they were. Actually, I take that back. They're actually having a good season, but this game was just not a good game for Toronto. But Van Vliet is such a great player, and I think any team would be lucky to have Van Vliet. I have high hopes for Van Vliet. Kelly Olynyk, 7 points. Jimmy Butler with 27 points. Bam Adebayo with 19 points. Kendrick Nunn with 7. And Duncan Robinson with 17. By the way, Bam Adebayo had 12 rebounds. That game was probably the game that he broke the record. 12 rebounds. He has a double-double. And Jimmy Butler also has a double-double. By the way, I want to go back to the Kings game real quick, because this is something I just found out. after watching a Hawks game today. Ready for this? For the first time in NBA history, last season, when they played against Atlanta Hawks, and they were playing the game in Miami. I think it was in Miami. I'm pretty sure it was in Miami. Butler and Adebayo. Both players had triple doubles. 2 players in a single game have a triple double. This never happened before in the history of NBA. Until that night back in November, I think. It was either November or December. I'm pretty sure it was December. I don't remember the month off the top of my head. But in those games, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo with a triple-double. In Sacramento, after a brutal loss, a heartbreaking loss against the Warriors, I didn't come to the point where I thought about the triple-double until I learned something tonight. When they said triple-double back in the Atlanta game last season, they actually did it again in that game in Sacramento. Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo both have a triple-double in the single game. Twice in the NBA. We're the only team, the Heat, only team to have 2 players with triple-doubles. The only team in history so far. How's that for a shocking record? Did I just point out? But anyway, the game against Toronto, we won. A good fourth quarter. We prevailed. Butler was magnificent. This guy, man, he came in clutch in the fourth quarter. I swear to you. The guy you want to give the ball to, it's Jimmy Butler. What else could I say? Jimmy Butler, he knows what he's doing. He's very smart. That's the guy you want to have on your team. That is a 4-game winning streak. Now, our true test was against Utah, the best team in the league so far. They are the number 1 team in the West. In terms of power rankings, Utah Jazz is the number 1. This is a team to watch out for. We beat the Lakers. Can we beat the Jazz? O'Neal, 8 points. Bogdanovic, 17. Gobert, 15. Conley, 14. Mitchell, 30. Mitchell had 30 points. Olynyk, 8. Jimmy Butler, 33. That he broke his season high, which was 30. Bam Adebayo, 19. And 11 rebounds. Both of them had double-doubles. Nunn, 12. And Robinson, 15. Gordon Draga's 26 points off the bench. This was a game down the wire in the fourth quarter. This game, Heat was actually on a roll. Utah was also on a roll. So we had to be a better defensive team against Utah. And in the fourth quarter, that's exactly what they did. We outscored the Jazz 28-22 in the fourth quarter. The third quarter is probably the best quarter I've ever seen this season. They were both nearly... Actually, Miami was not in the 40 points. Utah was in the 40 points. This is a 39-41 point quarter. We were just outscored by 2 points. This game was drama. And if we lost the game, I wouldn't really be upset about it. This was a great game to watch. Probably my favorite game to watch all season. We just want the result. And we got the result. We were the better team. Jimmy Butler was in clutch. And it came down to free throws. And it actually came down to who has a better defense. Miami has a better defense. Yeah, the game was tied at one point, but Miami was able to bounce right back. Guys, look, I have no reason to lie to you. We won this game. 124-116. We beat the best team in the league. What can I say? Now, my question is, could they or can they keep this going from the 5-game winning streak? Could they do a 6-game winning streak? The answer is right here. of tonight. This team has turned around since the Warriors lost. This has sparked the offense. This has sparked the team. Now, this game, Tyler Hero is back in, but unfortunately Jimmy Butler was out because of a knee. So they need to get something going without Butler. So let's see. Collins, 34 points. Collins was an amazing player tonight. Capella, 20. Trae Young, 15. Snell, 8. Herter, 13. Olynyk, 9 points. Adebayo with 16 points, 13 rebounds. Dragic, 13. Kendrick Nunn, 24. He came in clutch today. Kendrick Nunn has gotten better, and he's been a great player this season. And Kendrick Nunn, if you're watching this, thank you. And Duncan Robinson with 5 points. Duncan Robinson, man, he's been cold lately. Predators are 2 with 14 points, so is Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero came in clutch at the end of the game. With this game against Atlanta, they have improved 6-0. We were back in the 500 mark for the first time since January 9th when the Heat was 4-4. This game put us back in the 500 mark, and we are in the standings of 5, the same number that we put us in the finals, number 5 spot. We went from very low in the Eastern Conference standings to number 5. We leapfrog. Now, this is the thing. This is a very, very tight Eastern Conference. We not only have to worry about Toronto, Chicago, Indiana, Charlotte, Atlanta, and Washington, and Orlando, and Cleveland, may I mind you. Those are 7 teams I mentioned. We also have to worry about New York. We also have to worry about Milwaukee. And actually, Milwaukee is a little bit higher than Miami and New York. And the New York team I'm referring to is the Knicks, who surprisingly, this Knicks team is different. This Knicks team I haven't seen in years. The Knicks team, the first time I've ever seen the Knicks do this good was when they had Carmelo Anthony. This Knicks team, we have the chase after. Now, right now, the Knicks actually, did they play the game today? They did, and they won the game against Detroit. Now, the next game with the Knicks is against the Spurs, and which on the same nights we're playing against Atlanta. So, listen, this is a big opportunity for us because they're going to San Antonio. So, if we beat Atlanta again on Tuesday, and the Knicks lost, and Toronto actually losing to Detroit, we'd probably be in better shape when we go up to number 3. So let me take a look at this again. Can we go to number 3, or could we actually be at number 4? We actually be at number 4. So we leapfrog the Knicks if they lose. We also want Boston to lose. We also want Chicago and Toronto to lose. So those are the teams to watch out for if we're going to push our way to the playoffs. And we do have a second half schedule after the All-Star break, and our first opponent for the second half is against the Orlando Magic, and this is in Miami this time. We're not going to Orlando. We're going to be in Miami. Orlando's the place where I grew up, so I know the area. We're not going to be in Amway. We're going to be in American Airlines. So that's going to do it for this week. I do have an update for next week, depending for this feeling. And yeah, folks, this is Mirror TV signing out. Thank you for watching. This week we'll be back for more bowling videos for this sports channel. Gaming channel is going to be better than they are now. So I'm excited. This is it. Mirror TV signing out. Good night, everybody.